Man, when they said the comic industry was never going to be the same again after the coronavirus, they weren't kidding. What's going on, Dark Avenger Nation, and welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about some major, in my opinion, game changing news that just came out of Marvel Comics. So, Marvel Comics recently announced that they're going to be taking seven of their of their series, one being an ongoing series, and changing them to a digital only format. Now, it's only seven as of this video. So, with that being said, what does that mean for the comic industry, for the readers, for the retailers, for everyone? What does that mean? Let's talk about that. And then I will also share a couple of things here and there and everywhere. Before we get into any of this, I do want to start this off by saying this is not, and same thing with the comments, this is not a digital versus physical discussion. I believe we live in a time where digital is available. Digital is the present. It's not the future. We live in the present. Digital is the present, but at the same time, physical is still wanted as well. So there is a perfect in between. We can have physical and digital coexisting together. So this is not about me going digital's horrible, oh grr, hate digital, and only buy physical. This is just what was announced, and there are two sides to this, and we're going to talk about both sides. So, where to begin? Where to begin? Let's talk about the books, and let's talk about when they're being released. Let's get that out of the way first. So, on Wednesday, May 13th, there's going to be Ant-Man, issue number 4, Avengers of the Wasteland, issue number 4, Ghost Spider, issue number 9. That is the only ongoing series as of this video that's on their digital only list. And there's Ravencroft, issue number 4. Now, the following week, on Wednesday, May 20th, we have 2020 Ironheart, issue number 1, Marvel Spider-Man, The Black Cat Strikes, issue 4, Hawkeye Freefall, issue number 5, and Star, issue number 4. Now, really quickly, I forgot to mention this before I mentioned the list. So, Marvel's digital only format basically is taking all of these series and changing them to a digital, to each of these series are only getting releases in a digital single issue format. And then later on, when the miniseries are over or the arc, when it comes to Ghost Spider, is over, getting a physical collected release. So it's not like digital first, where these books are being released digitally first and then the issue will be out later. No, Marvel will only be releasing these physically as trade paperbacks later, as opposed to Marvel and DC's digital first books, where they'll release it a couple of weeks early or chapters at a time and then later on release the single issue physically. These books will no longer be released in a physical single issue format. And I read several of these books. I read Avengers of the Wasteland, I read Ghost Spider, I read The Black Cat Strikes, and I read Star. And for me, this definitely takes off of my pull list, but I could see both sides here. I could see one side where they're going to say, digital is the way of the future. So, this is just how it is. Eventually all books will be going digital only, and then all that they're going to be selling are trade paperbacks. And this is possibly, there's also the people who are claiming also this is the end of comic shops. Everything's going to be turning digital, and then we're never going to have comic books anymore. I don't think, and this is my opinion, I don't see this going beyond miniseries. Ghost Spider was the only series that kind of took me by surprise on this list. But I don't see this going beyond miniseries, and right now it's only Marvel. I don't know if DC might follow in, behind Marvel. I don't know if Marvel's testing the waters out to see sales and whatnot. But I know a lot of people are also upset because a lot of these books are issue 4s, 9, 5s. Only 2020 Ironheart is issue 1. And that's my first gripe, is the fact that they're doing this in the middle of a run. I think this would have worked better if they waited and did issue number 1s, start from the beginning. Don't cut series off in the middle. I mean, because now people are going to have gaps in their collections. And also, it miniseries again for miniseries. People are also saying that the market's over flooded with Marvel books. That Marvel releases so many books at once, and just to be fair here, the books are still being released. They're just being released digitally only. So it doesn't take them off the list. It just makes them exclusively only for people who read books digitally, which again, in my opinion, does divide the community a bit because there are people that read strictly physical books. There are people that read strictly digital books, and then there are the few in between that do read physically and digitally. They do a nice mix of both. For me, I like reading my books physically. I like owning my books, and I cannot see myself spending the exact same amount of money on a digital book that I would a physical book. I feel like, especially nowadays with the fact that the prices for the printing and everything, I would say if the books were at least a bit cheaper digitally, it would justify getting them more. If I'm going to pay $3.99, I want a physical book. It should never be the same. It shouldn't be the same price for a digital book. So for me, most of these lists, most of these single issues are going to be pulled off of my digital pie, off of my pull until the trade paperbacks come out because I don't read and or collect my books digitally. Now, as I've mentioned before, Comic Frontline does have a joint account, so I might still be reading these for the Dark Avenger comic book review. But collection wise, a lot of these are going to be turning into trade paperbacks for me because I like getting my books physically. I'm a physical collector. That's what I like. For some people, this doesn't change anything. For some people, a lot of people I know only read digitally. So for them, this is great. But a piece of me is saying, though, this is definitely going to divide the readers because, like I said again, there are people that only read physically and there are people that only read digitally. Do I think this is going to turn, the whole comic industry into a digital only format at some point? No. Do I see other miniseries showing up there? Yeah, especially if it does well. If these sales do really well, I definitely see Marvel putting more miniseries up as digital only. Uh, it has me worried because there are a lot of miniseries coming out of Marvel that I do want to read. And if our group doesn't get them, that means I won't be reading them until the trade paperback comes out. But I don't know. It's crazy how things are changing. Especially with the way the industry is now. And again, I see both sides. Again, I'm not saying that there shouldn't be digital first books. I just feel like there should be an even field. If you're going to release books digitally, release them physically as well. That's how I feel. I feel like all of these books can get digital first single issues and then release the physical single issues later. I don't see why there's all of a sudden Marvel wants to take several titles and make them digital only. I feel like there was room for physical and digital copies. Hopefully Marvel will change their mind. I don't know. Maybe they're testing the waters, like I said. But for me, I won't be collecting these digitally. I will either be waiting for the trades or they're just going to fall off my list completely if they're not in our Frontline group. So, I don't know. Hopefully hopefully they're just testing the waters. That's all I can say when it comes to this. But I would love to hear all of your opinions on this. Are you happy about this? Are you cautiously worried about this? Are you upset about this? For me, I always like getting a physical book. To some people, it doesn't matter. So I'm actually very excited to see what other people have to say about this. Do you think this will affect the future of comics? Do you think more and more books will end up going on a digital only format? Do you think DC will follow and other independent companies will follow? Personally, again, for me, testing ground. I don't think that we're going to go beyond miniseries. I don't know why Ghost Spider's on there. I'm kind of upset Ghost Spider's on there because I've been enjoying it, but physically. But what can you do? But again, I'm really excited to see what people think about this because this is different, and I've seen people on both sides of the fence when it comes to the articles that are going up about this. Some people are very angry. Some people are screaming, "This is the future." And I feel like the future, there's room for both physical and digital. My opinion. Again, these are all my opinions. So now it's your turn. Let everybody know. Let us all know in the comments below where you stand with these digital only books. Are you going to be getting them still? Are you going to be skipping them? Are you going to be grabbing the trades when they come out instead? Just feel free to share your thoughts. And with that, that's it for this video. As always, you can all follow me through any of the links in the description below. But on social media, it's at Dark Avenger C86. That's Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr whenever I get around to ever using Tumblr. But anyway, also you can follow my website, shootingstaruniverse.com, where everything I do online is posted there, as well as exclusive written posts that I'm going to be getting back to really, really soon. I know I keep saying that in all my videos, but they are coming soon. I have a lot of stuff that I want to write about. There's a lot of stuff that I'd love to get off my mind, get off my chest, and there's so many things to talk about. So I will be getting back to that written stuff soon. And then there's a bunch of other links, like I said, all in the description below. I'm working on several other really cool projects, so stay tuned. This video will be going up Thursday, so tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, Dark Avenger Live, where we can get together, and we're definitely gonna be talking about this on Dark Avenger Live and more stuff. So definitely stop by if you are around. Till then, everybody, take care, keep reading, keep collecting, and I'll be seeing all of you really soon in the next one.